What's going on YouTube? Cloverbells here, back with another Scarlet Violet video, and today we're going to be looking at rain teams, right? So over the last weekend or so, we've seen a couple more tournaments, and again we're going to be looking at some of those results, but more specifically I wanted to focus on the rain teams because they're on the rise, man. You know, we just had a video a few videos ago where like we were talking about snow and sand teams, but actually it's the rain teams that are rising a little bit more than both of them. Which is actually a very interesting surprise. And even the ones that didn't top cut, the ones that are like very close to top cutting, they also like did very well. So let's look at the Nino Poke Bros tour over the weekend. Again, this had like 200 plus participants, so it's a pretty good sample size. We had Loving Q over here at 4th place with a Palafin team with actually it had Quaquaval as its rain abuser, as you can call it. So this is something that wasn't really used all that much other than the other two starters, right? You always had a place for Meowscarada. Skeledirge came about as something to check down those, but now Quaquaval looks to have some play over here, so that was interesting to see. Then if you go down a little bit, you had Philip here with his own rain team, but this time he's featuring the Beartic along with the Pelipper, and then with Michael over here, I'm sorry, with Rollicasa, it was the Dreadnaw instead of the Beartic, right? So different rain abusers, but like they all had Garchomp, right? And they all had like some kind of steel type on the team. And even with Loving Q over here, you see again, of course you have to have Pelipper anytime you have a rain team, but then another dragon type and another steel type, right? And there's a general formula with all of these rain teams, and we're going to talk about that in the next section of the video. But just to look at some of these squads here, so let's look at Philip's team, all right? See why it's doing so well. So of course he's got Hurricane and Hydro Pump and Tailwind. That's really standard. But then Wyguard is a nice tech. We put that on our own rain team, so that was really nice. And the Beartic, again, of course you're in Swift Swim, so you're able to outspeed pretty much most of the meta, if not all of it. And you have the Ice move, which is really good against the Dragon stuff like Hydreigon or Garchomp and other potential grass types, other flying types. So it's really good coverage. And then of course Aqua Jet for like extra stab bonus over there, and it's Terra type water, right? So with Beartic, you know, ice type being weak to fire type, you can Terra type into water and then just neutralize that weakness immediately, right? The Meowscarada also is here, you know, this is and all along with Skeledirge, this also does really good into the Dondozo stuff, especially the Assault Vest stuff with low kick is actually really cool. I like that tech a lot. And then of course you had Slack Off here with recovery with Throat Spray, so extra damage, really nice. Terra type Fairy, all right, that's really good for the Dondozo stuff. So now you can't really touch it at all, unless it has like Earthquake, but even then it's like, you know, whatever. And of course King Gambit here, the Sucker Punch King Gambit, it just does so much damage. It's really good. Of course Defiant to, you know, remove any Intimidate options on any of these Pokemon, so really nice. Great job for Philip over here. Then if we go into the other moves like Rollicasa over here, so same idea, except it's the Dreadnaw with the Life Orb, Rock Slide, Liquidate, Shell Smash, oh my goodness, and you have the Amoonguss here, so you can kind of try and help set it up, so that's really nice. And again, you have Terra Grass, so you can't really like spore this thing, and then of course same Pelipper set, this time with Protect instead of Wyguard, so it's really up to the user whether you want Wyguard or Protect. Alright, I feel like both are fine, but you're always going to have like Hurricane, Tailwind, and like some other water move, whether it's Hydro Pump or Money Water or something like that. Sylveon's a good choice here, especially Terra Fire option, right? I feel like every rain team needs like a good fire option just to like, you know, put pressure on the grass types like Meowscarada, right? Because if you don't have this, like Meowscarada just rips through the Dreadnaw, the Pelipper, even the Goldango, right? And then of course Garchomp here, just like Flower Trick and Choice Band. It just does so much damage, right? And you can't even sport because, you know, you're a grass type too. So Sylveon is very much needed on a team like this. So really nice there from Rollicasa. Good team building. All right, and then if you go down, just to look at a couple more here from just this tournament. But again, here, again, Pelipper with Dreadnaw, another Rain Abuser, Rain Setter, Steel type over here. No Dragon option here, but you do have Sableye and the Toxtricity, which is actually kind of nice. What does this do? So Overdrive and Boom Burst. So this is the combo with Sableye. You're able to Boom Burst next to it. You know, you're a ghost type, so you can deal extra damage that way. And then you have a support set with Fake Out. Oh, Fake Out Will Snarl. Oh wow, I didn't know Sableye got Snarl actually. And then of course Speed Control with Quash. Then there's your Steel type on a rain team. Steel types generally like rain teams just because you can mitigate that fire damage weakness. So that's really nice. Serena is also really interesting. Again, you stop priority stuff, so other Aqua Jet users, other Sucker Punch users, you know, stuff like that. It's really interesting to see, especially when there's not as much fake out going around. But it makes sense on a rain team like this. Choice Scarf though with Terra Fairy, I would have not predicted this. With Drop Kick, U-turn, again low sweep, another good tech option, just like Meowscarada that we saw. But low sweep makes a lot of sense. Good speed control there, and then play rough, right? So really good. This is also good against the dragons, right? So that's why it's there. I figured, like, why not just use Meowscarada? So it's actually interesting though. But I feel like Quinley Manji is a really good ability though, so I won't front it. And then even the ones that didn't really like top cut, right? Again, if we go down the list here, only top 16 was really it. But then if you go down here into like 27th, 30th, and then like some of these guys were in the 40s, but like they're 6-3. Like their record is 6-3, and even these two are 6-3. Like 6-3 is really good, right? It really all just depends on like your resistance and stuff like that. But 6-3 is actually a very good run, and it's the same idea here, right? You have Pelipper, Dreadnaw, you know, and then Pelipper, Beartic, and then over here Pelipper, Dreadnaw again. So like they're rising, and again they're following more or less a similar formula, with like some variants, but like it's there. You have like a setter, an abuser, some dragon options, some steel type, some grass type on there, and maybe a fire option just to go against the grass types that are good against your water options, right? And that's generally the formula. And if we look at this tournament over here with Joey X9's tour, same idea. There's a couple Pelipper teams over here. Again, there's that Sableye Toxtricity comma. Oh, it's the same player, Michael. And then over here, yeah, very standard, like Pelipper, Palafin, you know, Rain Setter, Rain Abuser, Dragon type, fire option, grass type over here, whether it's Amoonguss or Meowscarada, and then like Sylveon with probably a Terra Fire option, I would imagine, maybe. Yep, it is a Terra Fire option, and this is your Terra Grass option. You know, this is also what I was thinking about. Like, if you have the Amoonguss, it's not really like putting that much pressure. But then if you have the Volcarona with Terra Grass, then of course, then you have something, right? Which is really nice here. Even though it doesn't have Giga Drain, I thought it would, but it doesn't. But here's another good fire option, right? And with Yawn's support set, it's actually really nice. This Palafin has Haze though. This is actually a really cool tech by Finabis, right? Man, Haze Palafin, I would have never guessed that. But again, you do see the option for Wide Guard here instead of Protect on the Pelipper, right? So really cool. Then if we go down here, is there any more? I think there's a couple of them. Yeah, here, another one. Pelipper, Dreadnaw. Same squad, actually. Like, I wonder if that's like a rental going out somewhere. This one is also with Quaquavel. Oh, this is Loving Q again. So didn't do as well in this tour, but that's okay. I won't go past to, yeah, all right, these are just like drops and stuff like that. But Hatterene series also had a tour. I didn't actually know this one until I was looking through the Limitless tours. But oh, again, here's another one with Pelipper, Beartic, and then a steel type over here with nice fire option. Double steel actually with you know, King Gambit and Goldango, so that's also interesting over there. And was there any other rain teams? Nope. But then if we note the Japanese tour that happened over the weekend, hosted by Liberty Note, we were talking about this in yesterday's video with the Choice Focus Energy Scope Lens Hydreigon. That was really cool. But then over here, same idea, another rain team that did this, that also top cut. Palafin with Pelipper, another good art type. Again, steel type, grass option, probably Terra Fire into Sylveon. No dragon type here, but that's okay. Some variants there. It's just like, you know, whatever, but you still have like a lot of good offense over here, so really nice. But yeah, now what we're gonna do is, again, we'll just hash it out. We'll write out some notes for you just to, like, you know, if you want to build your own rain team, what do you want to do? All right, so let's take a look at that. All right, so let's create our general rain team formula, and then let's give you like a generic build, I should say. So of course you need a rain setter. So let's go ahead and write that in, rain setter, right? And usually that's going to be Pelipper, right? And it's always going to be like Tailwind, Hydro Pump, all right, Hurricane, and then your +1 move is either going to be like Protect or Wide Guard, right? That's usually like a standard set. And then you have like a Rain Abuser. Okay, it's usually going to be like, here, choose one. It's going to be something like Dreadnaw, okay, Beartic, right, Terra Water Beartic, and it can also use Palafin, or Quaquaval. Right, again, really good there. And then steel types, right? Love the rain. Okay, all right. So you mitigate that fire weakness, right? So you have stuff like Goldango. You know, you can even do like King Gambit. We saw the both of these a few times. You can do like another, like even like a Terra Steel Dragon. That's also an option. Okay, so you know, just really good options. But those are like the popular two. And then over here, you need a good grass type. So this is either like your defensive or offensive options with a grass type. You could have like Amoonguss or Meowscarada. All right, as two popular choices. You could also have like Terra Grass Volcarona. I think that's also okay. But we'll save that there. And then like a dragon type, right? You know, not necessary, but helps a lot. All right, so you could either have like Garchomp or Hydreigon. They're both used on those rain teams. And again, you can even make them like Terra Steel if you want, so you can fulfill that. Kill two birds with one stone. And then in your 6th slot, like a fire option to deal with rain weaknesses, right? More importantly, like grass types. So you can have like Skeledirge as one thing, you know, which is really good into Dondozo. First of all, you could have like Armarouge. That could be something there, or even like Arcanine as another support option. We've seen a few of them. All right, or you could have like Terra Fairy. Fairy with Terra Fire options, right? Terra Fire option, right? Most notably Sylveon, which was on those teams, and that's the formula, right? So Rain Setter, okay. You got your Pelipper, you got your Abuser, either the Dreadnaw, the Beartic, or the Palafin Quaquaval, whichever one you like. All right, then you got to have like a pretty good steel type. Usually it's Goldango or King Gambit. Then a nice solid dragon type, either Hydreigon or Garchomp. You know, these are, you know, very good in terms of complement. And then the fire option to help you deal with some of those weaknesses, right? Like you have both of the VGC cores when you do this. You have like a Dragon Fairy Steel Fire Water Grass combination, but it makes your team very flexible, able to pivot in and out. Just in case you have like super effective stuff coming in, you can always pivot and get repositioning. And then that just makes your team like very useful and flexible in like best of 3 tournaments, you know, instead of like best of 1 stuff. But this is the idea. This is how you make a rain team, right? So you saw the examples, and then we even released the rain team yesterday, right? Where we put out a renticle. Let's look at that. So this is the Palafin rain team that we put out as one of the rentals yesterday. So again, we have our rain setter with Pelipper. We've opted for Wide Guard over Protect. Then we have the Palafin as our rain abuser. Again, this could be the Beartic or the what's the other thing? The Dreadnaw. We have the Meowscarada as the aggressive grass option. Also helps us check the Dondozo stuff. But again, also enjoys the rain because you can mitigate that fire damage. Also good against opposing water types like a Palafin or a Dreadnaw, you know, for that matter. Good steel type with Scizor. We actually should have added that one. So actually, let me put that on my list. But anyway, we have it here, Scizor. Again, also enjoys the rain because you basically his only weakness is fire. So you kind of just remove that out of the game, and then now Scizor kind of just shows in the rain. And then you have Hydreigon, another good dragon type, a special attacker that we desperately needed. So that's also really nice. And again, we don't have a fire type, but our Hydreigon is Terra Fire. So in this case, we do have that option over here. And I know we have Heat Wave over here, so that's our fire option. And you might say, well, the fire option is not so strong in the rain. So why would you even have it? Well, that may be so, but even then, like, it's still good to have against those grass types, and it still pays off dividends, right? And then even the Grimmsnarl here. So our fairy type here, just for extra bulk, right? Spirit Break, Light Screen, Reflect. So all of these Pokemon can hide behind screens. So stuff like Hydreigon, Scizor, and Palafin, you know, they very much enjoy your screens, and they're going to be like your big hitters. Even Meowscarada will enjoy the screens, even though it's a Sash set. So it's really nice. But again, we followed the same formula that we listed. So, you know, all the more reason to consider it, right? So that's it for today's video. If you liked how we constructed a rain team, and if you liked our formula, let us know in the comments below, and we'll be back with another video in the next one, guys. Peace out and have a good one.